Hi Taurus, how's it going? I hope you're doing great today. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I am going to be doing a general reading for you. This is a Celtic cross spread. I just have it in 2 rows. It's just easier for me at my desk here. So this is a 10 card Celtic cross spread. I also pulled an overall energy card. That's the Justice card. And an animal spirit card, and you got the dolphin. So you have the Justice, the Emperor, you have the Lovers, the World. So you have some big messages in this reading today. Some of your cards came out upside down or reversed. That just means you're getting extra protection from Spirit, okay? If the messages repeat, I'll try and catch that and let you know. I believe that when the messages repeat, Spirit really wants us to get the message. And if this reading gives you any guidance or insight, if you could please like, share, subscribe, or even better, just leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you. Okay, so let's get started here. I'll just put my camera down here. So I'm going to start with the overall energy of your reading, and you got the Justice card. The overall, I might sound, if I sound a bit messed up, it's just because my right ear is really bothering me. Feels like I have water trapped in it, so bear with me. The overall energy of your reading is the Justice card. It came out reversed. This card is represented by Libra. So this card is all about dishonesty. Reversed, it's about unaccountability, unfairness, some kind of injustice, retribution, corruption. There's a lack of accountability, or someone is avoiding accountability, dishonesty. So Justice reversed can suggest that internally you know you've done something that isn't morally right. Remember, it's you who has to live with the consequences of your actions. So go with what feels right to you. Maybe you may not be fully willing to take accountability for your actions at this time. Maybe you're being dishonest with yourself and with others. If this resonates with you, Taurus, Spirit is saying assess your situation and discover where you can accept responsibility. Empower yourself to make better decisions. Your inner critic may be in full effect. Come from a place of forgiveness and self-acceptance. If you're making an important decision that will impact others, you may need to source more information to make a balanced decision, or shine the light on your own personal judgments. If you're engaged in a legal matter, you may fear an unfair outcome. There may be legal complications or something that impedes justice being served. Maybe some of you are experiencing less than good fortune because of your decisions in the past, or that you're in the process of making an unjust decision, or one that's based on emotion rather than logic. And again, it could represent a legal situation not in your favor, delays in legal matters, unfairness in a situation. If you're the person in power, you may be unduly severe in meting out punishment. If you're in the powerless position, you may be festering with resentment over being treated unfairly. Your equilibrium's out of whack. You may swing from one extreme to another. The antidote is to balance your own life and become less dependent upon outside influences. Okay. And then your first card is the Emperor. Make empowered choices is the message with this card. This is Aries energy. This card represents your current situation. So this card is all about authority, judgment, structure, control, being protective. It could represent the establishment, stability, protection. He could represent a father figure, responsibility, decisions, actions. He could represent an older man in your life. He's very logical, practical, again, protective. So this card is about being in control. So Taurus, you are, or you should be, in charge of your life, your environment, your body, your temper, your actions. You and you alone should be in control of your life at this time. This card is giving you permission to be assertive, brave, and bold. If you've already built a solid foundation, then this card indicates that your goals will be realized. This card could also represent a leader that you admire and may want to follow. Male or female, you're adopting this fatherly role, regardless of whether you're male or female. Okay? Providing for your family, protecting and defending your loved ones. The Emperor can represent a powerful leader who demands respect and authority. Status, power, and recognition are essential to you, and you are most comfortable in a leadership role where you can command and direct others. You create law and order by applying principles or guidelines to a specific situation. If this resonates, Spirit is saying to be systematic, strategic, and highly organized in your approach. Stick to your plans until the end. Through the course of your life, you've gained valuable wisdom and life experience. Now you enjoy offering guidance, advice, and direction to others who might benefit from it. You could be a teacher, a coach, a boss, or just a really good friend who likes to take what you've learned and pass it on to others. Okay? The Emperor, there may be issues related to authority when the Emperor shows up. Okay? Again, the Emperor represents worldly power and wisdom. He understands that peace requires a willingness and ability to defend it. He tells us that it is necessary sometimes to take up arms against evil forces. And as a protective male force, especially of the home and of domestic harmony, he personifies the ideal that what is worth having is worth fighting for. There could be issues concerning your biological father or authority figures in general. Spirit is saying that the time has arrived for you to become the authority figure in your life rather than depending on others to provide protection. You may be struggling to achieve independence, become your own person, or reconcile father issues. If your father has passed on, this could be his energy showing up in your reading. There may be feelings of, this card could be bringing up feelings of being abandoned by a protective father figure. Maybe someone in your life is acting as a father figure. Again, a boss or a husband. You may be involved with an established order or with someone who represents the establishment. You might have a need to identify with a powerful group and to be one of them. It could be a religious group, an ideological group, an intellectual group, an economic group, a political group. Or you may be associating with someone else who has that need. Okay, make empowered choices is the message with this card. And then what's crossing you or what's challenging you or your situation or what you're celebrating is the Eight of Cups, Pisces energy. Abandonment is coming up again. This card has, I'm just making a note of that. Abandonment, you're reaching your limit, you're searching for the truth, you're retreating, escaping. Spirit is saying you have so much courage, so much emotional strength. You may be abandoning plans, leaving a bad situation. It's a card of fatigue, weariness. You're letting go, you're leaving something behind, you're walking away. These messages have come up for you a few times in the readings that I've done. It's a card of disappointment. You're looking for the truth. It's a card of loneliness, introspection, desolation, which means a complete state of emptiness and loneliness. Okay? You're looking deeper. A new perspective is needed. A self-analyst, self-discovery, taking a time out. So you've decided you need to leave something comfortable behind, and you've come to terms with it. Whether it's a job, a thought process, a relationship, a situation, a living arrangement, you've come to terms with it. Okay. You've decided what dream you're going to move towards. This can be such a conflicted moment filled with sadness over leaving, yet knowing that you're doing the right thing. You may feel compelled to walk away from a disappointing situation. Okay? Again, an unfulfilling relationship or job, career path, living arrangement, or creative project. This situation, this relationship was once a source of great happiness to you, but now only brings you pain. You realize that you are no longer getting anything out of this situation. Now the only choice is to put it behind you and move on. Even if it brings you sadness as you say goodbye, something is missing on an emotional or spiritual level. You may be trying to escape a problematic emotional situation, or we're talking about avoiding again. So I would make a note of that. You may be trying to escape a problematic emotional situation, or You're avoiding some major psychological issues and concerns. If that resonates, I am here for you, okay? If you need me for anything, you can see in the back there that I have all my Reiki certificates. I do distance Reiki for people all over the world. You may be trying to pretend they no longer exist, refusing to deal with this situation. You may be refusing to deal with them. You may prefer to pretend everything is okay. If this resonates, Spirit is saying spend time exploring what will bring you true happiness and realign your goals with your values. Okay? Yeah, it's time to go in another direction. What's there isn't working as expected or isn't important anymore. And Taurus, you know what you want and won't settle for anything less. Okay? You wish things were different, but they aren't. So you have to let go. Cut your losses and get out of a situation or a relationship that has failed despite your best efforts. Turn your sights and your energies towards something that is likely to be more fulfilling. And then your third card is the King of Wands reverse. This is either you, someone in your life, or a situation, male or female, in a general reading like this. This is the King of Wands is represented by Leo. So reverse, this King of Wands is someone who's uncooperative, powerless, ineffective. He's a weak leader. He can be a bully, abusive, a dictator, someone who's unreliable, someone who's setting a bad example. He has high expectations. He can be a tyrant, overbearing, impulsive, someone who breaks their promises. He lacks energy, experience, enthusiasm. Someone who's not being proactive. Someone who's taking a back seat, a womanizer. So this, so he represents a demanding and impatient tyrant, someone who pouts and becomes jealous when they are not the focus of attention. He could also have anger issues. Okay. While you're in a leadership position, Taurus, again, Spirit is saying, bringing up the Emperor message. While you are in a leadership position, you're not yet ready to step into that role. You have not yet developed a sense of comfort with leading others towards your vision. You may need to work on your leadership skills. You may be managing others, but you are not leading them. You may think that you're the only person who can make this vision a reality, even when your team is here to support you. And at times, the reversed King of Wands can be aggressive and even arrogant in the pursuit of his goals. Be mindful you're not putting others offside, disempowering them, or taking their contributions for granted. Don't let success get to your head thinking you are above everyone else just because you're the leader. This card could also be warning you against setting unrealistic expectations for yourself and others. You're highly ambitious, but You may be setting yourself up for failure if you set goals that are significantly out of reach. You may also be prone to get swept up in the hype of other people's goals. You don't have to buy into other people's dreams and visions. Stay true to what's important to you. Keep focused on your personal vision and direction. Okay. Um, King of Wands is your foundation card. There may be delays in a business or creative project, but nothing really problematic is standing in your way. This king won't block your efforts, but he won't go out of his way to help you either. He may approve of what you're trying to accomplish on your own and lend moral support, but don't expect overt or tangible assistance from him. Okay, and then your fourth card represents your past but is relevant to your current situation, and you have the Six of Swords reversed. Aquarius energy. So this card has quite a few different meanings. It could mean that you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling trapped, you're going through a personal transition. This card could represent running away from problems, changing or abandoning plans. That's coming up again. I'm going to make a note of that. Abandonment again. Abandoning or changing plans. Causing trouble, rocking the boat. It's telling you again to look for ways to rebalance your life. Remember, they already talked about what the antidote was? To look for ways to rebalance your life. What area of your life may be a little bit out of balance? There's a lack of progress. You're slowly healing. This card represents a delay, feeling stuck, feeling trapped, resistance to change. It could represent accidents in waters, resisting transition, unresolved issues. This card indicates letting someone else make your decisions or tell you what to do. Or it could mean that you're moving in the wrong direction. However that resonates. You may be going through a personal or spiritual transition or rite of passage so that you can leave behind a relationship or a behavioral pattern that is no longer serving you. This is an intensely personal and private journey. You're working in isolation to make it happen. They've already talked about that. You've identified what you must release to embrace a new way of thinking. Now you are bringing it to fruition in your personal life. You know you need to make a change or transition in your life, but are reluctant to do so. Sometimes you have to push through and beyond your comfort zone. It's the only time we grow is when we go through these situations, right? You may be resisting change and transition because you feel it was forced upon you. Reaffirm with yourself why you need to make this transition. If you're trying to move on from the past and are struggling to do so, there may be unfinished business, unresolved conflict, or lessons which you need to understand before you can wholeheartedly move forward in your life. Seek to resolve these issues, though. There may be moments when you doubt whether you're making the right decision in leaving behind your past, but Spirit is saying, This card is gently encouraging you forward, reminding you that you are heading towards a better future. Okay? And again, because it came out reversed, it's still positive, but this card can mean delays, or that the harmony you're experiencing is internal rather than being expressed externally. Maybe you've come to a new way of thinking about your life, or you may be affirming your old beliefs and attitudes, and you're finding a path that's comfortable for you. This card could also represent a proposal of love for some of you. So some of you are returning from travel. This card could represent disrupted or canceled travel. It could represent a confession, a declaration. And then your immediate future was likely to happen very soon in your life. Coming up very soon is the Four of Swords. This is Libra energy, upright. This card is telling you to take all the time you need to rediscover your vitality, rediscover your worth. Again, this card is about withdrawal, being held in a suspended state. For some, it may be hospitalization, retreating, planning for the future. It's a card of rest, restoration, contemplation, peace and quiet, regrouping. It's a card of fear, anxiety, stress, feeling overwhelmed is coming up again in your reading. I'm just going to make a note of that. Feeling overwhelmed. Self-protection mode again is coming up. Needing solitude is coming up again. Relief from anxiety. You're receiving a lot of spiritual support when this card shows up in a reading. This card is telling you to have faith, or continue having faith. Meditation. Some of you are engaged, like you're having some spiritual counseling. That's what this card could also be letting you know. But Spirit's saying that they know that you have some situations or troubles or problems that need resolution, but now's not the time to deal with them. You need to take yourself away and calm down and heal so that you can handle your situation better, okay? Quiet, peaceful reflection and meditation will bring clear insight so that you can handle your situation to your benefit. You need to rest. It's time to rest before you take on your next challenge. You've reached an important first milestone, but you must recharge your energy before the next phase begins, so you are refreshed and ready to go. Constant stress and tension will break the most resilient people. If you've been going through a rough time recently, like a breakup, there's some kind of departure in your life, relationship or family problems, financial or health worries, stress, conflict, then Spirit is saying you must take a step back and regain perspective. Now is not the time for you to make any decisions. Stay silent and inactive. Build up your mental strength. You need to replenish your strength and spend time connecting with your higher self. Ground and recharge yourself. Meditate. Review your progress so far. Reassess your priorities. Pausing to reflect after each major challenge will position you well for success in the future. Okay? Just take a time out for a second and rest, and then come back to it. You're not allowing yourself the rest and respite you need, and if you continue this way, you could make yourself ill. You need a period of calm and quiet in the wake of a major disruption. And refusing to make time to recuperate both physically and emotionally will only worsen your situation. Okay? And then the outcome that you desire most in your situation, what you want to see happen, you got the Queen of Pentacles. You have everything you need to prosper. This is Capricorn energy. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who's very supportive. Very good in business, generous, caring, nurturing, a homebody, very practical. She could represent a healer, a witch. She's stable, down to earth, comforting, contented, loyal. She could represent a homemaker, a wonderful mother. She's a social butterfly. She enjoys the finer things in life. She's contented. She represents financial security, financial independence. She's the nurturing mother in the material world. You're embodying the ultimate working parent archetype. You care for yourself and domestic responsibilities while also making a living for yourself and creating financial abundance. You maintain a healthy balance between home and work. You strive on creating a warm and secure environment for your family and loved ones while giving your love and support freely. It's up to you to live independently. Again, Spirit is saying you may be trying to strike a balance between your home and your work lives. This Queen represents prosperity and security. You've worked hard to generate a level of financial or physical security. Maintain a compassionate, nurturing, practical, and down-to-earth attitude when dealing with others. Focus on creating a calm and balanced life. This Queen could represent a mother figure in your life who can provide you with loving support and nurturing to help you get through the influences of your past. She could be a teacher, a counselor, a mentor, or someone who you're very close to. If you're investing a lot of yourself into nurturing and caring for others and creating an established and comfortable lifestyle, she could represent a part of you. She's a generous woman, and again, could be male in a general reading. She's an excellent manager in practical and financial areas. She may be a sensual woman who's at home in her body and enjoys her creature comforts. As an advisor, she will be fair. She is pragmatic and realistic and wants to see that the money she distributes produces tangible results. She could also represent a harvest after much labor, security, and smart use of resources. Okay? She can become too focused on the material world, though. She loves to make plans and lists and loves even more to cross things off those lists. She can run the perfect household or a successful business with equal grace. in trying to, for example, in trying to create the perfect birthday party, she may neglect the little birthday girl who wants to help. Now, this could be your mother, because your next card is a Page of Pentacles. This is your 7th card. This is your self-image card, how you see yourself. Page of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles right beside each other. The outcome you desire most in your situation could be this Queen of Pentacles. You are open to opportunities for personal growth, is what this message says. Page of Pentacles is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. So, how you see yourself: ambitious, diligent, goal-oriented, a planner, very studious, living a healthy lifestyle, excelling in or seeking education, training. Decide what you want to go for it. You might receive good news with regards to earthly matters. You're setting goals, you're developing a plan, you're laying foundations. You're hardworking, steady, loyal, mature. You could be a student. You're grounded. Pages are messengers, so you may be receiving a message about money, resources, or a material matter. Yeah, she represents a star student. She represents new beginnings, she or he, in a general reading. The Page of Pentacles symbolizes a burgeoning awareness of the value of money, wealth, possessions, career, and physical health, and how to manifest more of these material blessings. You welcome new opportunities to your material life. It could be a new job, a new business, or financial windfall. You wish to discover how to turn your dreams into reality. You're tapping into your ability to manifest a personal goal or dream. You may be in the midst of a new project, such as a hobby, a business venture, or it could be the start of a new educational experience. You're ready to level up your skills. This page seeks to learn the skills that will ensure their success in the long term. So Spirit is saying maybe take a class, continue your education, start an apprenticeship, try something new, okay? You may be considering a new business or entrepreneurial venture. You're going to receive good news regarding the acquisition of money or material goods. You are intelligent, refined, sensitive to the arts, and again, appreciative of the good life. You're ambitious, you're determined, goal-oriented. This card could also indicate your own worldly ambitions and or a message concerning them. And then you have the World card. Celebrate life and welcome new energy. This is your environment or how others see you in your situation. Last major arcana in the deck. This is about completion, achievement, fulfillment, wholeness, harmony, having a sense of belonging. It could represent an ending in your life. It could represent success, a final reward. It could be travel for some of you. Big achievements. This card promises the wonderful conclusion of long-term projects and the realization of goals. Success, completeness, satisfaction, and fulfillment are woven into your life. And for some of you, it could indicate major trips and extensive travel. You're glowing with a sense of achievement and completion. A long-term project, period of study, relationship, or career has come full circle. You're now reveling in the sense of closure and accomplishment. This card could represent a graduation, a marriage, the birth of a child, or achieving a long-held dream or aspiration. You have finally accomplished your goal or purpose. Everything has come together. You are in the right place, doing the right thing, achieving what you have envisioned. You feel whole and complete. It's time to reflect on your journey. Honor your achievements. Celebrate your success. You are strong, wise, and more experienced now. Express gratitude. If you have not yet reached this point of completion, then you are very close. If loose ends still remain, bring them to completion. Clear some space for the new beginnings and opportunities that are coming. Again, travel on a large scale. Spirit is saying this card suggests success in all your endeavors. Success in all endeavors is assured. Everything is available to you. Whatever you do now will prosper. Whether it's a career change, a move to another place, a new relationship, recognition, rewards, acclaim. This card represents the end of an old cycle and the beginning of a new one. You've mastered the complexities of your inner nature and feel supported by your inner resources. This is a time of supreme self-confidence and victory. You put your trust where it belongs, in a higher power, and now you will reap the rewards. Many possibilities and opportunities are available to you. You are free to choose what pleases you. Okay? Then your hopes and fears, what you hope for and or fear the most in your situation. You have the Lover's reverse, Gemini energy. So this card is talking about the imbalance again, one-sidedness, trust issues, a lack of accountability is coming up again. A lack of accountability is coming up again. So I would make a note of that. Imbalance, detachment, there's a misalignment of values with this card. This card is warning you of making an unwise or unbalanced decision. This is what you hope and or fear in your situation, okay? So ask your angels and guides to help you with that. They will help you. It's their job. They're not going to help you unless you ask them, ask Spirit, and then just have patience and wait. You will get your answer. I can promise you that. This is a card that's telling you to really, 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 really focus on self-love at this time. Give yourself a lot of self-love at this time, okay? You may be out of sync with those around you. You may find your relationships are strained and communication is challenging. Reevaluate your relationships. If there is mutual respect and unconditional love, know that this challenging time will pass. If there is a lack of respect in a relationship, it may be time to let it go. There may be an imbalance in a relationship. Feelings are not mutual. This is a card of self-love. To what extent do you honor and accept who you are and the value you offer in this world? You need to realize that whatever you perceive in other people, you also have within yourself. You might be facing a tough choice with significant consequences. If so, Spirit is saying choose the path most in alignment with your highest good. You may be experiencing inner conflicts. Focus on articulating your personal belief systems and values. Your own disparate parts are cooperating with each other, and wearing factors of your personality are coming together. You might realize that you can be beautiful and brainy at the same time, or strong and gentle simultaneously. You're resolving conflict and melding differences into a system of mutual support for yourself. And again, this card could also indicate a delay of some project that needs mutual cooperation, or it could mean that you're trying to force cooperation among basically incompatible elements. And then your future, if all is to remain as is, you have the Six of Pentacles reversed. This card represents your future, more long-term future. This card is all about tyranny again, tyranny. That's coming up again. This card is talking about unpaid debts, abuse of generosity, strings attached gifts. It's a card of, this card is ruled by you, Taurus, just so you know. This is you showing up in your reading again. Inequality, lack of charity, scams, fake charity, extortion, being underpaid, undervalued. It's a card of greed, bad debts, meanness, abuse of generosity, abuse of power, unemployment. They're all represented by the Six of Pentacles reversed, making poor financial decisions, being subservient. This card could suggest that your need will not be met, a loan or scholarship denied, and if you're approached for help, you'll be unable to do so. It could also indicate that you will be offered help, but you're going to refuse it. You need to recoup. Again, Spirit is saying you need to rest. You need to recoup after a period of loss and confusion. You might want to help others, but you don't have the means, and that makes you unhappy. You may be required to find a lifestyle that will create a sense of security for you so that you can find peace of mind. This card is telling you or reminding you to make sure that you're also giving to yourself. A little self-care will go a long way, especially if you've been in giving mode for a long time. Treat yourself to something nice. You might be giving to others freely and they're not giving back in return. If you're struggling yourself, be careful that you do not overcommit yourself to others who seek your help. You need to ensure that you're able to support yourself while helping others. Be mindful about taking on debt. You may be prone to getting in over your head and it may come back to bite you. Sometimes this card reversed can reflect the selfish side of charity. So be careful that you are not trying to prove to others that you are generous. Aim to give selflessly rather than selfishly. One partner may be doing a lot of the taking, but not a lot of the giving. Be careful that your generous spirit is not being taken advantage of too. Okay? And then your animal spirit card, your animal message, you got the dolphin. Pisces, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer energy, water sign. Um, the dolphin personalities are innately intelligent. They are healers. They are blessings. They are light. The gifts of the dolphin are beyond what our human minds can grasp. Dolphin personalities are often drawn to the healing arts as they are sensitive to the subtle and enjoy working on the level of spirit. It's easy for dolphin types to underestimate the impact they make in the world. These creatures play such an important role in the wheel of karma that coming in contact with a dolphin type will change the entire course of your day and thus your life. This card is letting you know, Taurus, that a profound blessing is on its way to you. When you are in balance, you are an active healer and you have a strong spiritual practice. When you're out of balance, you underestimate your own power. So if you feel out of balance, to bring yourself back into balance, Spirit is saying, surround yourself with like-minded spirits, okay, to bring your energy back. So that is your reading. If this reading resonated with you, I hope it did. I hope you got some insight or guidance from this reading. Thank you for letting me channel all these messages today from Spirit. I'm really grateful. I'm sending you a big Taurus. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. Bye.